You don't talk about it. You don't post about it. You don't cry where people can see. But at night, when the room goes quiet and the mask slips, you whisper to God like your life depends on it. People look at you and assume you're fine, or strong, or distant. They don't realize silence is often just a way to survive. The truth is simple and heavy. Silent hearts often carry the loudest pain. They don't dramatize it. They don't make it visible. They carry it, swallow it, manage it, and keep showing up. And when it finally becomes too heavy, they don't run to people first. They go to God because God feels like the only place where they don't have to explain everything just to be understood. If you're someone who feels deeply but speaks very little, comment one word: silent. No story, no explanation, just that word. Stay with me, because before this ends, I'll give you 3 simple ways to release what you're carrying, without oversharing, without losing your peace, and without feeling exposed. Silent people don't feel less. They usually feel more. But at some point, they learn that speaking comes with a cost. Maybe you opened up once and got misunderstood. Maybe you trusted someone and your vulnerability got used against you. Maybe you grew up hearing, "Stop crying, you're too sensitive, be strong." So you adapted. You became calm, careful, quiet, the one who holds everything together. But when you keep everything inside, it doesn't disappear. It transforms. It becomes overthinking that never shuts off. Emotional exhaustion you can't explain. Numbness, a quiet loneliness that follows you even in a crowded room. And over time, you stop trusting people. Not because you hate them, but because you're tired of getting hurt. When you finally try to be real. Now, silence is not always bad. Silence can be wisdom, self-control, privacy. Some people process internally, and that's fine. But there is a difference between quiet strength and silent suffering. And crying to God doesn't mean you never need people. Faith is powerful, but faith is not a replacement for processing. God can hold your pain, but you also have to face it. Otherwise, you don't heal. You just endure. So why do silent hearts cry the deepest to God? First, they don't trust people with the full truth. Silent people often learned that not everyone is safe. People interrupt, people minimize, people judge, people give advice when you needed comfort. They say, "It's not that serious," when it's been eating you alive. But God doesn't twist your words. God doesn't weaponize your vulnerability. With God, you don't have to defend your pain to earn empathy. So instead of getting hurt again, you choose the one place that feels safe. Second, their pain is complex. Some pain isn't one event. It's layers. Old wounds stacked on new disappointments, pressure that keeps rising, expectations you never asked for, fatigue that won't leave. A silent person doesn't want to dump that on someone and feel like a burden, so they carry it until it becomes too heavy. Then they release it to God, because God can hold complexity without being overwhelmed. God can handle the parts you don't know how to name. Third, they feel guilty for needing help. Silent people are often the strong ones, the dependable ones, the ones who listen and support while everyone else falls apart. So when they need help, it feels like failure. But with God, you don't have to perform strength. You can finally say, "I can't do this anymore," without feeling like you're disappointing someone. Fourth, silence becomes their language. Not every prayer is a speech. Sometimes the deepest prayer is a breath you can barely take, a tear you wipe before anyone sees, a moment of stillness where you admit, "God, you know." Silent people don't always explain. They feel, and they trust God understands what they can't put into sentences. Fifth, God meets them in hidden places. When no one notices you, God does. When no one checks on you, God is still present. In the car, before you walk inside, in the kitchen at midnight, in the bed when sleep won't come, and in that hidden space, something shifts. Not instantly, but quietly. You feel less alone, not because everything is fixed, but because something is finally being held. But here's what people don't say out loud. If your silence is only suppression and not processing, it will change you. And you might be thinking, I'm not suppressing, I'm just private. Maybe, but ask yourself one honest question. When you go quiet, do you feel peace? Or do you feel pressure? Peace is calm. Pressure is tight. Peace restores you. Pressure drains you. Peace makes you kinder. Pressure makes you colder. A silent heart under pressure starts living on autopilot. You answer texts late. You laugh, but it feels far away. You keep people at a safe distance, then wonder why you feel alone. You say, I'm fine, so often that you start believing it, even while your body is screaming otherwise. God doesn't shame you for that. He invites you out of hiding, not into noise, into truth, into a life where your calm is real, not forced. And if you can't find words, let your tears speak. God translates what your mouth refuses to say today. You become numb. Joy feels distant. You isolate. You become overly independent. You refuse help, even when you need it. Slowly, you disappear emotionally, while still being physically present. Silence can protect you, or it can trap you. Silence can be discipline, but it should not become a prison. It becomes dangerous when it's driven by fear, fear of being judged, fear of being misunderstood, our fear of being seen. God does not want you hard. He wants you soft, but not fragile, peaceful, but not numb. So here are 3 simple ways to release what you're carrying. Number 1, the 10-second honest prayer. You don't need perfect words. 1 sentence is enough. God, I'm tired. God, I feel alone. God, I'm angry. Then pause. Breathe. Let silence be a conversation, not a wall. Number 2, the name it method. Write 3 lines. What happened? What you felt? What you need? You don't have to share it, but stop hiding it from yourself. Unnamed pain becomes heavier. Named pain becomes something you can understand and heal. Number 3, 1 safe person and 1 boundary. You don't need many people. You need 1 safe person, someone mature enough to listen without controlling you. And you need 1 boundary that protects your energy. No, not now. I can't. Being gentle doesn't mean being available to everyone. It means protecting the parts of you that are still healing. And if you are in deep distress, seek real help. Talk to a trusted professional or counselor. That's not weakness. That's maturity. I knew someone who never talked about their pain. Always calm, always fine. Everyone assumed there was nothing to worry about. Until one night, they whispered, God, I can't carry this anymore. No performance, just truth. Later they said, for the first time in a long time, I could breathe again. So if you are a silent heart, hear this clearly. God is not distant from your silence. He hears what you never said. He sees what you never showed. He understands the weight behind your calm face. Stay gentle, but don't stay trapped. You don't have to be loud to be heard. You don't have to carry everything alone to prove you're strong. If this resonated, comment, God hears me, and share this with someone who feels deeply but doesn't say much, because the quietest people are often the ones who need to be reminded they are not invisible.